Hello world, this is Rachel Eliason with your Wired That Way weekly Geek Out for the week of Friday, February 15th. I've had kind of a long week, so I'm not going to make this kind of short. I'll tell you a little bit about my personal trials and tribulations. My website went down last weekend, and it was a huge mess. At first, I had been trying to change my personal web page, and I thought that had screwed up the main page, and I uninstalled, reinstalled, tried to back up. I tried everything I could think of and really didn't get anywhere. Started Googling and discovered through Google and Twitter that the hosting company was having trouble. Now, their website was up and running. They weren't showing any system-wide messages. Their tech support said nothing about them having trouble. So I think I need a new hosting company. I'm starting to research that, but it's a chunk of change to have put down already for one, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But that's been my trials and tribulations. Wired That Way is now back up and running, and I'm slowly getting old articles and posts back up on that site and getting it back to where it was before it went down, because of course I lost all the information too. Thank God I had it backed up elsewhere. So hopefully that'll be back up. My personal page, RachelEliason.net, is still down, and I'm very tempted to move that to a new hosting company, just test the water somewhere else and see if I get better results. You live, you learn. In tech news for the week, the big rumor mill going all over everywhere is Apple has a smartwatch in the works. Well, rumor has it they have a smartwatch in the works. We'll see in a few weeks, months, if that ever materializes. I've seen some leaked pictures of a couple of prototypes, and oh my God, they're both really ugly. That's all I really got to say. I don't wear a watch. I haven't worn a watch in years. I don't know hardly anyone who still wears a watch. And even when watches were the big thing, I kind of hated them. So I guess maybe I'm not the target demographic they're going for, but they're not winning anything with me with what those pictures show. Don't know what's going to be on them as far as features. And of course, it's still in the rumor mill, and there's already competition. There's rumors that Samsung's working on a smartwatch. Why? Because Apple is. You know how it goes. So that's the big watch rumor. We'll watch that. Pun intended there. I think that's kind of the mobile market. That's kind of the only thing I've really seen come across this week. Facebook, there's been kind of a big thing with a lawsuit with Germany about them cracking down on aliases on Facebook, and Germany lost again. Germany keeps losing because Facebook's main office is in Ireland, and it's a jurisdictional thing, and that's right there a really good example of kind of where we're having a huge struggle with the law and the internet, and how do you, if you can run a server in Ireland and run a website in Germany, whose law do you follow? And the law just can't keep up with the technology at this point. Don't know what'll come out of that. The alias thing is something that's been growing on both Facebook, Google+, a lot of the social networks. And it's really a tough issue for members of the LGBT community, because while some of us, like me, I'm transgendered. If you didn't know that, you know that now. I think everybody knows that. I'm as out as humanly possible, I guess. So it's not going to affect me, but I'm also quite aware that there's a lot of people who are not out, who cannot be out because of life situations, because they live in places where they can be discriminated against, or, if we're talking internationally, there's places where you can be killed for being a member of an LGBT community. And so these move towards, we have to know who you are, is really kind of a scary thing for a lot of us. And I think it's something we should be concerned about. Now, I do understand the downside of anonymity, but I don't think the downside is problematic as they say. For other people may be having different experiences, but the experience I'm having with Facebook is that these new algorithms to get rid of spammers is hitting a lot of my friends that are in the LGBT community because they may have multiple accounts, because they're out under one name, but they're not, completely out, so they have a separate account for a different gender that they have to be at work or with family. And they're getting caught by this, or they're changing their name, and then they're getting picked up as a spammer. And that's far more prevalent in my life than any actual spam on Facebook. So far, the biggest spammers on Facebook in my life is Facebook. They've been doing so much with advertising, putting it in your stream. They found screwy ways of making you like things that you just visited the page. You didn't really, intentionally try to like it. And it's a mess. I don't know what's going to come of it, but I'm still on Facebook. Friend me on Facebook. Hey, I'll be there as long as people are there, and I'll put up with whatever they do as long as the readership is there. When I can connect with all of you on Google Plus or on Twitter or on whatever comes next, then I will. But for now, it's Facebook, and I'll just complain about it. That's what we do on Facebook, right? I think that's all I have to talk about today, so we'll see you next week. Bye!